Democrats are being led by liars. Watch me correct this young, idealistic young man on Facebook with all the facts, and I brought the receipts. Jimmy, Brandon Wright, Democrats aren't your enemy. They're your fellow countrymen. The billionaires ripping us all off are the enemy. We are currently suffering not from a battle between left and right, from a battle of rich versus poor. And just so you know, in Trump's world, poor means makes less than $400,000 per year. I responded, they're not my fellow countrymen. Anyone who wants millions of illegal aliens here and to give them free benefits, supports little children being mutilated for gender-affirming care, wants to make hate speech illegal, wants to take away our Second Amendment rights, wants to give hundreds of billions more dollars to a corrupt country in Eastern Europe, wants to keep sending billions of dollars of our tax dollars for transgender operas, Iraqi Sesame Street, and to fund leftist propaganda media like Politico are not my fellow countrymen. Jimmy responds, all you're doing is repeating the bullet points that they've used to divide us. Don't fall for it, man. None of this crap you've been told is true, and none of it's what's wrong with our country. Oh, really, Jimmy? New York City to offer migrants $53 million in prepaid credit cards, report says. The question, is the governor of Michigan going to give $500 a month for up to 12 months to house immigrants in Michigan? True.
They're mixing in the idea that this guy is too pro-trans kid because his state is a place where trans kids can get gender reassignment surgery.
He has lost his privileges, and it should be taken down. And the bottom line is that you can't say that you have one rule for Facebook and you have a different rule for Twitter. The same rule has to apply, which is that there has to be a responsibility that is placed on these social media sites to understand their power. They are directly speaking to millions and millions of people without any level of oversight or regulation, and that has to stop.
I think we need to push back on this. There's no guarantee to free speech on misinformation or hate speech, and especially around our democracy.
Boosting Trump back in 2016, but I also think there are Americans who are engaged in this kind of propaganda. And whether they should be civilly or even in some cases criminally charged is something that would be a better deterrence, because
I support buybacks, and it's something I'm so passionate about and so looking forward to being president to address. We've got to deal with this.
How mandatory is your gun buyback program?
It's mandatory.
But when you drill down, for example, on Sesame Street in Iraq, they often make sense. Joseph Nye from Harvard, who gets credited with the coinage of the word soft power, you'd rather spend on that than bullets. But wait, you want to talk about
there was a terrorist attack in Iraq last month that killed 40 people. It's clearly not working. Soft power and Sesame Street are not working. If there are terrorists, we need to kill the terrorists. We don't need to fund Big Bird and Elmo.
Maybe the terrorist would have been better off watching Big Bird than learning in a madrasa.
UkraineOversight.gov. Funding. As of September 30th, 2024, the U.S.-Ukraine response funding totals nearly $183 billion. And there's way more that got spent than that. Then on USAID spending, Politico, $8.2 million. And that's just one payment.